Why are there subtle hints of Latvaria and advanced tech popping up across Marvel projects? What's the mysterious connection between Kang's chaotic dynasty and Doom's iron-fisted ambitions? Could Fantastic Four be the launchpad for his arrival? Or is Avengers Secret Wars where he'll steal the spotlight? And most importantly, has Marvel been planting clues in Wakanda Forever, Loki, Quantumania, and beyond to set up Doom as the next Thanos-level threat? Let's break it down. To understand why Doctor Doom could be the MCU's next big bad, we need to know who he is and why he's such a colossal deal in Marvel's universe. Victor Von Doom isn't just a villain, he's a legend, a genius scientist, a master sorcerer, and the iron-fisted ruler of the fictional Eastern European nation of Latvaria. Doom is a character who operates on a scale few can match. He's not just a guy in a cool mask, he's a force of nature who's tangled with everyone from Spider-Man to the cosmic entities of the Marvel Universe. Let's start with his brain. Doom's intellect rivals Tony Stark's and Reed Richards', and in his mind, he's smarter than both. He's invented time machines, built armies of robotic Doombots, and crafted tech that makes Wakanda's gadgets look like toys. But what sets him apart is his mastery of magic. Trained by mystics and fueled by his obsession with power, Doom wields sorcery on par with Doctor Strange. This combo of science and magic makes him unpredictable and terrifying. He's not just hacking your tech, he's cursing your soul. Then there's his personality. Unlike Thanos, who is driven by a twisted sense of balance, Doom is all about control. He genuinely believes he's humanity's savior. In his eyes, the world's a mess. Wars, chaos, superheroes bickering, and only his rule can fix it. This makes him dangerously compelling. He's not out to destroy for destruction's sake. He wants to rebuild the world in his image. In the comics, he's conquered hell itself, outsmarted Mephisto, and even became God during the 2015 Secret Wars storyline. Yeah, God, with a capital G. Doom's also versatile. He's not just a Fantastic Four villain, though that's where he started. He's clashed with the Avengers, outwitted Black Panther, and even teamed up with heroes when it suited him. His rivalry with Kang the Conqueror is particularly juicy, as both are time-traveling megalomaniacs with god complexes. This flexibility makes Doom perfect for the MCU's sprawling narrative. He can fight street-level heroes like Daredevil, manipulate global politics, or challenge multiversal threats like Kang. Why does this matter? Because the MCU needs a villain who can top Thanos. The Mad Titan was a cosmic philosopher with a snap that erased half of existence. To follow that, Marvel needs someone with equal gravitas, but a fresh flavor. Doom's mix of arrogance, tragedy, and ambition fits the bill. His personal vendetta against Reed Richards gives him emotional stakes, while his global and multiversal schemes make him a threat to everyone. Plus, his iconic armor and masked persona are cinematic gold. Imagine that menacing silhouette on the big screen. So, is Marvel setting up Doom to be more than a one-off villain? Could he be the architect of the Multiverse Saga's endgame? Let's start looking for clues, beginning with a surprising place. Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Black Panther Wakanda Forever was a powerhouse of a film, emotional, action-packed, and layered with political intrigue. But beneath its surface, there's a theory that it dropped the MCU's first major hint at Doctor Doom. Let's break it down and see if Latvaria's shadow was lurking in Wakanda. The film introduces a world on edge. After T'Challa's death, nations are circling Wakanda, desperate for its vibranium, the rarest, most powerful metal on Earth. We see geopolitical tensions flare, with countries like the US and France trying to strong-arm Queen Ramonda at the United Nations. Meanwhile, Namor and Talokan enter the fray, escalating the conflict into a near war. But here's the kicker. There's a subtle implication that someone else is stoking these flames. The film never names a specific mastermind, but the chaos feels orchestrated. Could that unseen hand belong to Victor Von Doom? In the comics, Doom has a long history with vibranium. He's not just after it for weapons. He uses it in his mystical experiments, blending science and sorcery to create unparalleled tech. Vibranium's unique properties, absorbing energy, enhancing magic, make it a holy grail for someone like Doom. If he's active in the MCU, Wakanda would be his first target. But Doom doesn't fight openly. He's a chess master, manipulating others to do his dirty work. What if he's the one whispering in the ears of those UN delegations, pushing them to pressure Wakanda? What if he's funding mercenaries to steal vibranium, creating the global instability we see in the film? Let's zoom in on a key scene. The UN meeting where Ramonda faces off with European diplomats. One delegation is particularly aggressive, demanding access to Wakanda's resources. The film doesn't name their country, but this could easily be Latvaria, or a Latvarian-backed proxy. Latvaria, in the comics, is a small but technologically advanced nation, often underestimated until Doom reveals his true power. A Latvian diplomat could blend into the UN without raising flags, quietly advancing Doom's agenda. It's a subtle clue, but Marvel loves planting these early seeds. Then there's Riri Williams, the young genius who builds a vibranium detector. Her tech sparks the conflict between Wakanda and Talokan. But what if she's unwittingly caught in Doom's web? Riri's arc is set to continue in Armor Wars, a project rumored to explore advanced tech and corporate espionage. In the comics, Doom has a knack for stealing or reverse engineering tech, often targeting Stark Industries or Wakanda. Could Riri's inventions be on his radar? Maybe Doom's agents are already tracking her, waiting to exploit her genius for his own ends. This theory gains traction when you consider the broader context. Wakanda Forever sets up a world where global powers are fracturing, fighting over resources like vibranium. This is exactly the kind of chaos Doom thrives in. In the comics, he's destabilized nations to weaken his enemies, then stepped in as a savior with Latvaria's resources. Imagine Doom orchestrating a shadow war between Wakanda, Talokan, and the West, all to secure vibranium for his master plan, perhaps a weapon to control the multiverse. But why hide Doom's involvement? Because Marvel's playing the long game. Introducing him outright in Wakanda Forever would steal the spotlight from Namor and Shuri. Instead, they're dropping breadcrumbs, letting savvy fans connect the dots. The vibranium conspiracy is just the beginning. To see how it ties to the bigger picture, we need to jump into the multiverse with Loki and Ant-Man Quantumania. The multiverse is the beating heart of the MCU's Phase 5 and 6, and Kang the Conqueror is being positioned as its biggest threat. But what if Kang's just a distraction? What if Doctor Doom is the real architect of the Multiverse Saga's chaos? Let's explore how Loki and Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania might be setting up Doom as the ultimate power behind the throne. First, let's talk about Kang. In Loki Season 1, we meet He Who Remains, a Kang variant who controls the sacred timeline. He warns Loki and Sylvie that his death will unleash countless Kang variants, sparking a multiversal war. Loki. Season 2 doubles down, showing the TVA struggling to contain Kang's growing influence. Then in Quantumania, we meet another Kang variant, the Conqueror himself, trapped in the quantum realm, plotting his escape. Marvel's clearly building Kang as a Thanos-level threat, with his Council of Kangs teased as a multiversal army. But here's where it gets juicy. In the comics, Kang and Doom have a fraught, fascinating relationship. They're both time-traveling tyrants, obsessed with dominating reality. Sometimes they're allies, like when they've teamed up to fight common enemies. Other times, they're bitter rivals, with Doom outsmarting Kang in battles of wit and power. The 2015 Secret Wars comic is a prime example. In that story, Kang is a major player, but it's Doom who steals the show. He defeats the Beyonders, cosmic beings who destroy realities, and uses their power to create Battleworld, a patchwork planet where he rules as God Emperor. Kang's ambitions pale in comparison to Doom's. Could Marvel be pulling a similar twist? Kang's war is destabilizing the multiverse, fracturing timelines and creating chaos. But what if Doom is waiting in the wings, letting Kang do the dirty work? In Loki Season 2, we see the multiverse spiraling out of control, with timelines branching and collapsing. This is the perfect environment for Doom to step in, not as a conqueror, but as a savior. In the comics, Doom often presents himself as the solution to chaos, offering order through his rule. Imagine a scenario where Kang's variants are defeated, but the multiverse is in ruins. Then, a new figure emerges, Victor Von Doom, promising to restore stability. At a price. Let's dig deeper into Loki. The TVA's obsession with pruning timelines feels like something Doom would approve of. He's all about control, and a multiverse of infinite possibilities is his worst nightmare. What if Doom, operating in the shadows, is influencing the TVA's actions? Maybe he's a silent partner, manipulating events to weaken Kang's grip. In Quantumania, Kang mentions enemies who exiled him to the quantum realm. We assume it's other Kangs, but what if Doom was involved? In the comics, Doom's used time travel to outmaneuver rivals, and he'd have no qualms about trapping Kang to clear his own path. Here's another clue: the Beyonders. In Secret Wars, 2015, they're the key to Doom's godhood. While we haven't seen them in the MCU yet, Loki and Quantumania are introducing cosmic concepts like the quantum realm and the TVA's void. These could be stepping stones to the Beyonders' debut. If Marvel adapts Secret Wars, Doom could steal their power, just like in the comics, reshaping the multiverse in his image. Kang might think he's the main event, but Doom could be playing a longer game, using Kang's war as a catalyst for his own ascension. This theory hinges on Marvel's knack for misdirection. They've hyped Kang as the big bad, but what if he's a red herring? Kang's chaotic, unpredictable nature makes him a perfect foil for Doom's calculated precision. By letting Kang take the spotlight, Marvel can build Doom's reveal as a shocking twist, turning a supposed savior into the ultimate tyrant. But where will this reveal start? The answer might lie with the Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four reboot, set to hit theaters in 2025, is the most obvious place for Dr. Doom to make his MCU debut. After all, he's the Fantastic Four's archenemy, the shadow to Reed Richards' light. But Marvel's approach to Fantastic Four suggests they're not just introducing Doom, they're setting him up as a saga-defining villain. Let's explore how this film could launch Doom and what it means for the MCU's future. First, some context. The Fantastic Four have been absent from the MCU's main timeline, but Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness gave us a taste with John Krasinski's Reed Richards in the Illuminati. That Reed was from Earth 838, not Earth 616, the MCU's main universe. But it proved Marvel's ready to play with the Fantastic Four's multiversal potential. Rumors suggest the Fantastic Four film won't be a traditional origin story. Instead, it might feature a team that's been missing, perhaps trapped in the quantum realm, displaced in time, or scattered across the multiverse. This opens a massive door for Doom. One possibility is that Doom already exists in the MCU's main timeline. Imagine this. In the 1960s or 70s, Victor Von Doom was a rival scientist to Reed Richards, working on cosmic experiments. While the Fantastic Four gained their powers and vanished, maybe during a botched space mission, Doom survived, perfecting his tech and sorcery. By the present day, he's the ruler of Latvaria, a hidden powerhouse waiting to strike. This would make Doom a seasoned, established threat, someone who's been plotting for decades while the Avengers were busy with Thanos. Alternatively, the film could introduce a multiversal Doom. If Fantastic Four involves timeline hopping or dimension jumping, we might meet a variant who's already conquered his reality. Picture a Doom who's defeated his world's Fantastic Four, ruling as a god king. This would establish his threat level instantly, showing the MCU's heroes what they're up against. It also ties into the multiverse chaos from Loki and Quantumania, positioning Doom as a figure who thrives in fractured realities. But here's the big question. Will Doom be the main villain of Fantastic Four? Marvel might hold him back, using a lesser antagonist, like the Mole Man or Annihilus, to focus on the team's dynamics. Doom could appear in a post-credits scene, revealing himself as the true threat. Imagine the Fantastic Four returning to Earth, only to learn a mysterious dictator has risen in Eastern Europe, wielding tech that rivals Tony Stark's. The camera pans to a masked figure in a green cloak, and the screen cuts to black. Chills, right? Another angle is Doom's relationship with Reed. In the comics, their rivalry is personal. Doom blames Reed for a lab accident that scarred his face, fueling his hatred. The MCU could lean into this, making Doom a dark mirror to Reed's optimism. If Reed's a hero who believes in teamwork and hope, Doom's a loner who trusts only himself. This dynamic could anchor Fantastic Four while setting up Doom's broader ambitions. He's not just after the Fantastic Four, he wants the world, maybe even the multiverse. Whatever Marvel's plan, Fantastic Four feels like the spark that'll ignite Doom's arc. But his influence might extend beyond this one film. To understand how, we need to talk about Latvaria and its role in the MCU's geopolitical puzzle. Latvaria is Dr. Doom's domain, a fictional Eastern European nation that's both a fortress and a symbol of his power. So far, the MCU hasn't shown Latvaria on screen, but its absence feels deliberate, like Marvel's saving it for a jaw-dropping reveal. Let's explore where Latvaria might be hiding and how it could shape the Multiverse Saga's endgame. In the comics, Latvaria is a paradox. It's a small, landlocked country, often depicted as medieval in aesthetic, but it's a technological marvel thanks to Doom's genius. Its people revere Doom, seeing him as a savior who brought prosperity and security. This makes Latvaria a unique player in Marvel's world, a nation that's fiercely independent, heavily armed, and loyal to one man. For the MCU, Latvaria could be the ultimate wild card, a hidden superpower that emerges when the world's at its breaking point. Why haven't we seen it yet? One theory is that Marvel's waiting for the right moment. The MCU's Earth is fracturing. Wakanda Forever showed nations fighting over vibranium. Captain America. Brave New World is rumored to tackle global espionage, and Thunderbolts hints at rogue operatives exploiting chaos. Add the multiverse's collapse, with Kangs warring across timelines, and you've got a world ripe for a new player. Latvaria could debut as a stabilizing force, offering order in a time of crisis. And who's at its helm? Victor Von Doom, the man with a plan to save humanity. Let's speculate on Latvaria's introduction. A post-credits scene in Fantastic Four could reveal it. A sleek, futuristic city nestled in the Alps, guarded by Doombots. Or Avengers Secret Wars might open with a global summit, where Latvaria's ambassador, secretly Doom's puppet, unveils tech that outshines Wakanda's. The key is timing. Marvel might delay Latvaria's reveal until the Multiverse Saga's climax, when heroes are divided and the world's desperate for leadership. Doom could step forward, offering to rebuild the multiverse on his terms. But what's Latvaria's role in the bigger picture? In the comics, it's Doom's base for global domination. He's used it to launch invasions, fund terrorist groups, and manipulate world leaders. In the MCU, Latvaria could be the source of Doom's tech. Think vibranium-enhanced Doombots, or time travel devices rivaling Kang's. It might also be a refuge for multiversal survivors, drawing heroes and villains into Doom's orbit. Imagine a scene where the Avengers, battered from fighting Kang, arrive in Latvaria seeking help, only to realize they've walked into a trap. There's also a political angle. Wakanda Forever hinted at a world where nations are vying for power. Latvaria could exploit this, forming alliances with rogue states or supplying tech to groups like the Ten Rings. Doom's a master diplomat, using charm and intimidation to bend others to his will. He could position Latvaria as a neutral party, secretly orchestrating conflicts to weaken his rivals. This slow-burn approach would make Latvaria's reveal a game-changer, shifting the MCU's power dynamics overnight. So, is Latvaria the key to Doom's rise? Will it be the fortress where he plans his multiversal takeover? Let's see how his influence might be creeping into the MCU's street-level stories next. Dr. Doom is a larger-than-life figure, but his schemes often start small, weaving through the cracks of society before erupting into global threats. Could Marvel be using its street-level heroes, characters like Riri Williams, Kate Bishop, Kamala Khan, and Daredevil, to plant clues about Doom's growing influence? Let's explore how the young Avengers and other grounded heroes might be uncovering pieces of his puzzle. Start with Riri Williams, introduced in Wakanda Forever. As Ironheart, she's a tech genius whose vibranium detector sparked a global crisis. Her next appearance is likely in Armor Wars, a Disney Plus series about the misuse of Stark tech. In the comics, Doom's no stranger to corporate espionage. He's stolen Stark's designs and built his own armors. What if Riri discovers a new player in the tech world? Someone reverse engineering vibranium or creating Doombot-like robots. She might stumble across Latvarian tech, not realizing it's tied to Doom. A single post-credit scene, say, Riri hacking a server and finding files marked Latvaria, could blow this theory wide open. Then there's Kate Bishop from Hawkeye. Kate's a sharpshooter with a knack for uncovering conspiracies. In Hawkeye, she exposed the tracksuit mafia's ties to bigger players like Kingpin. If Kate joins the Young Avengers, she could investigate a new threat, maybe a European dictator funding black market weapons. Imagine her digging into a shipment of advanced tech, only to find it's stamped with Latvarian symbols. Kate's street smarts and determination make her the perfect hero to notice Doom's subtle moves, setting the stage for a larger showdown. Kamala Khan, aka Ms. Marvel, brings a mystical angle. Her powers are tied to the Nord dimension, and the Marvels hinted at cosmic connections. In the comics, Doom's sorcery often involves ancient artifacts or interdimensional magic. What if Kamala encounters a relic linked to Latvaria, say a grimoire with Doom's sigil? Her optimism and curiosity could lead her to unravel a magical conspiracy, connecting her to Strange or Wong. This would tie the Young Avengers to the MCU's mystical side, showing Doom's influence spans both tech and magic. Don't sleep on Daredevil either. Daredevil Born Again is set to explore New York's criminal underworld, with Matt Murdock facing off against Kingpin and possibly the Hand. Doom's no stranger to organized crime. He's funded groups like the Maggia to destabilize heroes. What if Matt uncovers a new player supplying tech to Hell's Kitchen gangs? A single Doom bot in a warehouse could be the clue that pulls Daredevil into Doom's orbit, bridging the street-level and cosmic MCU. The beauty of this approach is its subtlety. Marvel doesn't need Doom to appear in person. They can sprinkle hints, Latvarian tech, mystical symbols, encrypted files, across projects like Ironheart, Young Avengers, or Spider-Man 4. These threads would feel like standalone mysteries at first, but as the Multiverse Saga builds, they'd converge into a chilling realization. Doom's been manipulating everything. This slow burn buildup would make his eventual reveal, like a broadcast from Latvaria announcing his rule, feel earned and terrifying. But where's this all leading? The answer lies in the MCU's biggest event yet, Avengers Secret Wars. Avengers Secret Wars, slated for 2027, is the Multiverse Saga's grand finale. And if Marvel adapts the 2015 comic storyline, Doctor Doom is its beating heart. This is where the clues from Wakanda Forever, Loki, Fantastic Four, and beyond could converge, revealing Doom as the MCU's ultimate villain. Let's dive into why Secret Wars is the perfect stage for Doom's rise, and how it could redefine the MCU. In the 2015 Secret Wars comic, the multiverse collapses after the Beyonders destroy countless realities. Doom steps in, defeating the Beyonders and stealing their power. He creates Battleworld, a planet stitched together from fragments of dead universes, and rules it as God Emperor Doom. Heroes like Reed Richards and Doctor Strange challenge him, but Doom's control is absolute, until his hubris unravels. It's a story of cosmic stakes, personal rivalries, and moral ambiguity, with Doom as both villain and savior. But how does Doom get this power? The Beyonders are the key. While they haven't appeared in the MCU, Loki's void in Quantumania's quantum realm could be laying the groundwork. Maybe the Beyonders are ancient entities tied to the multiverse's creation, and Doom discovers their secrets through Latvarian relics or Kang's tech. He could outsmart them, just like in the comics, claiming their power to reshape reality. This would tie back to Wakanda Forever, vibranium for his experiments, Loki, multiversal knowledge, and Fantastic Four, his rivalry with Reed. The stakes are personal too. Doom's hatred for Reed Richards could drive Secret Wars' emotional core. If Reed leads the resistance on Battleworld, their clash would be a battle of ideals. Reed's faith in humanity versus Doom's need for control. Other heroes, like Shuri, Loki, or Spider-Man, could rally survivors, uncovering Doom's weaknesses. The film could end with Doom's defeat, but not without cost. Maybe the multiverse is reset, setting up Marvel's next phase. Secret Wars is Doom's chance to shine, but Marvel might be testing his appeal elsewhere first. Let's look at one final piece of the puzzle: the multiverse's animated corner. The MCU's animated series What If is a playground for alternate realities, and it's the perfect place to experiment with Doctor Doom. By exploring different versions of Victor Von Doom, Marvel can build hype, test audience reactions, and plant seeds for his live-action debut. Let's dive into how What If and other multiverse projects could tease Doom's arrival. What If thrives on twisting familiar characters. Season 1 gave us a villainous Doctor Strange and a heroic Killmonger. Season 2 pushed further, with episodes like a 1602-inspired universe. A Season 3 episode could easily feature Doom in a bold new role. Imagine a world where Doom joins the Avengers, using his genius to save Earth, only to betray them for power. Or a timeline where he's the Sorcerer Supreme, wielding the Eye of Agamotto with ruthless precision. These stories would show Doom's versatility, from tragic anti-hero to unstoppable tyrant. One compelling idea is a what if episode where Doom defeats Kang. Picture a reality where Kang's multiversal war threatens all existence, and Doom, ruler of a high-tech Latvaria, builds a weapon to erase Kang's variants. He wins, but at a cost. He becomes the multiverse's new dictator, reshaping reality in his image. This would mirror Secret War's Battleworld, giving fans a taste of Doom's godlike potential. It'd also test how audiences respond to a Doom-centric story, helping Marvel fine-tune his live-action arc. Other multiverse projects could join the fun. Deadpool and Wolverine introduced the Void, a multiversal dumping ground. What if a future film reveals a Doom variant trapped there, plotting his escape? Or Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse could feature a Latvarian Spider-Man, hinting at Doom's influence across dimensions. These cameos would keep Doom in the conversation, building anticipation for Fantastic Four or Secret Wars. The animated format also lets Marvel experiment with Doom's personality. A what-if episode could lean into his tragic side, maybe showing a young Victor before his accident, full of hope. Another could showcase his arrogance, with Doom outsmarting cosmic beings like the Watcher. By exploring these facets, Marvel can craft a Doom who's complex and relatable, not just a cartoonish villain. Fans would start theorizing about which traits will carry over to the MCU's main timeline. Ultimately, What If is a testing ground. If a Doom episode goes viral, it could confirm Marvel's plans to make him the Multiverse Saga's centerpiece. If it flops, they can pivot to Kang or another villain. Either way, these animated seeds would amplify the hype, making Doom's live-action debut feel like a cultural event. So, is Dr. Doom the MCU's next Thanos? Are his fingerprints already on Wakanda, Forever, Loki, and Quantumania? Is he quietly building Latvaria into a global superpower, waiting for the multiverse to crack? Or will he emerge in Avengers Secret Wars as a god, reshaping reality in his image? One thing's clear, Marvel's playing a long game, and Doom's arrival could be the most epic twist in MCU history. Let's recap the evidence. Black Panther Wakanda Forever hinted at a vibranium conspiracy, possibly tied to Latvaria. Loki and Quantumania set up a multiversal war that Doom could exploit, outshining Kang. Fantastic Four is the likely launchpad for his debut, with Latvaria as his fortress. Street-level heroes like Riri and Kate might uncover his schemes, while Secret Wars could crown him God Emperor. Even What If is teasing his potential, exploring variants to build hype. But the biggest question remains, is Doom already here, manipulating events from the shadows? Could he be the true architect of the Multiverse Saga, with Kang as his unwitting pawn? Or is Marvel saving him for Phase 7, after Secret Wars resets the board? Only time will tell, but the clues are piling up, and they're pointing to one name, Victor Von Doom. Now it's your turn. Do you think Doom's already in the MCU? Which project will reveal him first? Fantastic Four, Secret Wars, or something else? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We're reading every one. If you love this deep dive, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for more Marvel theories. Until next time, stay marvelous and keep your eyes on Latvaria. Something big's coming.